Right, machine's all back together, head's back on, probably been about 10 times now, but it's back on. First pointers are, in this book, Guide to Renovating the Bridgeport, Line Industrial Services, the things that we've found are wrong covers the wavy spring washer. It says about install 2 large snap rings inside the ball gear bearing sleeve. On the bottom of the sleeve, the flanged end, first install the wave spring washer. Now that's not right, it should be on the opposite end. So it should be this end, not that end. That's the general consensus. I spoke to a few people. It makes sense if it's this end. The wave spring washer keeps tension against the bearing onto the lock nut. So that's how that should go. And the second thing is, that's on page 53. The second thing being, page 54 of the diagram, it shows the ball gear the opposite way to what it should be. It shows it with the face, with the 2 large steps and the large inner step by the dogs. It's not, it's the other way up. That's how my machine was when it come apart. I put it back this way and that's wrong. So since then it's been taken apart again and it's back up the other way. So my one, the up side of the large ball gear on mine has the 3 spot drill marks from the balancing of the gear when it was made. So I've changed it so it's the opposite way to this book, and that's all good. Now we eliminated the noise from the shaft, which we think was from the shaft from a sloppy key in a keyway on the, it was on the upper dog clutch shaft. So the bit up here, keyway, bit of slop, so the pulley was able to turn on the shaft, and we think that's what was creating the noise. So that should be sorted now. Everything else, good book for everything else. Go through it all in detail, but it's just those 2 points were wrong. So, all back together, got the VFD, I'll just turn that on. And I'll show you where we're at now, and we'll run through the speeds. And I'm happy with how it is now. For one of these machines, I don't think you're going to get much better. It's got all new top end bearings, new spindle bearings. Obviously it's all been stripped, degreased, cleaned, re-greased, and all back together. Right, so the VFD's on. We're currently in neutral. So in neutral, at the lowest speed, really nice and quiet, which you'd expect anyway being in neutral. We'll just run it up. It's 1,000. That's 2,000. 3,000. 3,750. So no noisier than I expect. Happy with that. So we'll stop that now. We'll go into the back gear. Just check it's in there. In the back gear, I'll reverse it on the VFD just so we're turning the right way, because we're not currently using the original switch on the side. Is still wired, but I'm not starting with that yet because I don't know what the effect has on the VFD. So it's still wired in there, but we're not using that to change direction, we're using the VFD. So we'll run this now. It doesn't want to run. 1 second. There we go. I have the setting down. So like that. So we're now 50 RPM in the back gear. RPM in the back gear. Let's run her up to 100. Still nice. No horrible noises. Let's go 240. 240 in the back gear. Still nice. 350. high speed in the back gear, 450. Noise doesn't change when the crew is fully extended and fully retracted, which it shouldn't do, but it was before. That made a difference. Now we'll go back down, so there the back gears, speeds. And we'll stop that. Switch it back into forward and we'll go high gear. Just checking we're in, and the high gear at the last is a 450 in high gear. Lovely. Nice and quiet, no nasty noises. Let's go 1000 RPM. Excuse the bolt that I'm using in there instead of the handle. At the minute, the original handle was broken, so we cleaned this up on the lathe, rethreaded it, and currently I've just got an M10 bolt in there until we make a new handle. So at 1000 RPM in the high gear. Let's go to 2000. Sounds really nice. 3000. Speed in high gear, which you probably won't hardly use to be fair, but 370. No horrible noises like we had before with the issue of slopping the keyway, so this is exactly how I was hoping it would end up sounding just like this. Couldn't really ask for more. Go back down to 1000. There's no drawbar or collet fitting at the moment. Just while testing the drawbar that I do have, it's only cheap. We put it in the lathe and chucked it up and turned it down at the end because its machine's so far off. It was slapping around like anything in there, making a lot of noise as well. So that came out because any noises in the head I wanted to eliminate, making sure that they were nothing to do with a cheap eBay drawbar. Now I can fit this back in. It makes a little bit of noise, which I don't mind now I know it's the drawbar only. I just didn't want that in there, trying to eliminate a noise that was from something external like the drawbar. I wanted to make sure there was no noises in the head, so I'll probably look out for buying a better quality one of those. And if you can see this too well, I'll try and get this in there without it going too far. Let's try and get you back in focus here. You can see the machine side of the hex on the top level with that side and runs off on this side. Actually is not very good at all. Hard to see. The camera wants to only focus on the back, so sorry about that. But anyway, that's the drawbar. It'll still do the job we want. And we've got a Marc chuck. I haven't really bought any tooling for this in a minute, so they'll do for now for what I do. Mainly, to be honest, for me, it's going to be used as a glorified pillar drill. I don't do a great deal of milling, but I've always wanted one, always wanted a Bridgeport. And when it's come up for £300, even though it was in a bad state, I'm going to do a full video with all the pictures from when I got it, showing how bad it was when I got it. It'd been left outside uncovered for a year, so everything from the head right through the spindle bearings, everything was full of water. And this one has got the coolant tray, so to speak, or sump is in the actual base of the machine. So that had probably its whole life's worth of swarf in there, along with a year or so's worth of grubby rainwater as well. Everything had got rusty, so we cleaned up to where we are now. After the previous videos showing you the noises and asking how to fix it, I thought I'd show you now we've solved it, and it might help someone else who's doing the same thing. So Appreciate everyone's help on that, and yeah, I'll do another video, a bit of a montage or a slideshow from when I got it, all the steps, stripping it down, when we put it back to bare metal and repainted it all. And once I finally fit the power feeds, the motors are back on and wide. Got to do the other motor still, that's laying on the floor down here to be wide. Then I'll get them all up and running. When I know that's all okay, they're going to be painted as well. And finally, now the head drum's sold, the motor can come off and be painted. And I'm probably going to buff this up a bit more and then do the black with the polish on the Bridgeport logo on the top. So yeah, there you have it. Ended up with a really nice machine. It's a lot of man hours put into it, I suppose, but worth it in the end. Thanks for your help.